murderers?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles are making it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the brutal show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Check. Check. Shalom, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah Barakatah, to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alatah Bahashim Yahweh Shah, to all my sisters and priests and officers of Bon Kayal, coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming out of 1 West 125th Street, under commanding General YAHANNA. And what we do in the I.S.U.P.K, or the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, is teach daily life living skills to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Why the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Because they are God's chosen people. We are the living, breathing, walking, biblical descendants of the ancient Israelites. That's who you are, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. This is the reason why, the Democratic Party is vying for the attention of Black men, because the world don't run on Duncan. The world runs on the backs of so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. All right. And tonight is our Tuesday night scripture breakdown class, aka the Brotherhood class. All right. There's a lot that's going on in the world, a lot that our people are being drawn into, a lot of things that are distracting us from what we should actually be focusing on. Okay. Primarily with respect to politics. Right now, here in America, there is a drive for so-called black men, and it's creating a divide between black men and black women on the strength of Kamala Harris, all right, and Donald Trump. And what I think doesn't matter. The Bible has a position, and that's where the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge will always stand, on the side of what the Lord thinks, what the Most High, what he thinks, what he feels. All right. Darash, if you can, give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. My brother Quadam taught a hell of a class yesterday, and he pulled this scripture, and it brought to mind everything that is transpiring right now in real time, specifically about the term heritage. For those of you that are online, get your Google machines out, and let's describe or define the term heritage, because it's a very, very important for us to understand this bastardized language that we were forced to learn. When we read into this scripture, we'll see how we were taken into a land that we're unfamiliar with, okay? A land that our fathers didn't know, all right? You got it? Tell them where you are, brother.
The definition of heritage.
Go ahead, give them the definition of heritage.
It's the Merriam-Webster's definition of heritage. Property that descends to an heir.
Property that descends to an heir. In the Apocrypha, it talks about the world being created for our sakes, or Israel's sakes. When I say Israel, always think so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. No one else. There is no such thing as a spiritual Israel. These are things or concepts or ideologies that you learn from being joined to the Christian church. All right. They believe in Santa Claus. They want you to believe in the Easter Bunny. All right. They don't. The Christianity is white supremacy. It teaches fallacy. It teaches folklore, mythology. All right. It doesn't teach truth. That's what we teach in the I.S.U.P.K. Truth. All right. So you said property that descends to an heir. So when you look at the world, who is running the world right now? Who is in control? Who is in authority? Who is in rulership of the world right now?
The so-called oppressor.
Say that again.
The so-called oppressor.
Yeah, my brother Darash is a wise man. He recognizes that it ain't so-called niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. Not my language, but the oppressor's language. All right. Those racial epithets that he uses to describe who we are as a nation of people. We're not in rulership. We're not in authority. All right. The Bible says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That is who is in rulership right now, the wicked. This is the reason why Kamala Harris can come out with a 5-point program or opportunity agenda for black men. And one of the points is to legalize the use of marijuana for recreational use for black men. They want you to be drug addicts here in America. All right. Give me the scripture, Jeremiah 17:4.
Khan. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine inheritance. A lot of possessive pronouns in here. All right. This is a prophecy of Judah. All right. Taking on another covering or another culture and being cursed by the Most High to serve our enemies in a strange, unfamiliar land. All right. So when you think about Israel or the Judites discontinuing from our heritage, how does that translate in modern terms? How have we discontinued from our culture, from our inheritance? How? The Lord gave us the law, statutes, and commandments so that we could be a light unto the world, so that we could live life more abundantly, so that we could basically thrive in whatever land that the Lord set us in. He breathed the breath of life into the nostrils of Adam, and Adam became a living soul. That's what the law, statutes, and commandments have done, or that's the purpose of the law, statutes, and commandments, especially when it comes down to Israel. This is our heritage. This is our inheritance. But our so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians keeping God's laws? Are we keeping the commandments? Are we being obedient to God's laws, statutes, and commandments? No, we're not. Why is that? Why are we not keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments?
Salakia, sir. Because they forgot their heritage. They forgot where they came from. They forgot what belongs to them and the responsibilities.
Okay, Darash, I see what you're saying. But something had to happen for us to forget. There had to be some sort of substitute. There had to be some sort of alternative presented to us. Because the Lord set before us what? Blessings and curses, right? He set before us life and death, did he not? So what the hell did we choose above the culture that God gave us? What did we choose? We chose that forbidden fruit. All right? We chose to follow after the other nations. Yes, the Most High created the other nations, but he didn't create them to lead or to be in rulership or to be the light of the world. That's your responsibility. That's your inheritance, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. This is what our inheritance is. All right? And we have to live up to that standard. And we're not going to do that by going down to the polls to vote for blah blah Harris or that SOB 45 or to put all of our money, invest all our money in cryptocurrency, or to believe in Kamala Harris's 5-point plan for the black man. I was disgusted this past week because they're up to their same old dirty tricks, and they're using, these age-old tactics against us. It is absolute warfare that we're dealing with. They know that we are a spiritual people. Right. That term soul, it identifies with who we are as a nation of people. The Bible says we're a nation of kings and priests. So, of course, anything that we do will involve what? The spirit. Spirit, when you don't get all ghostly on me, think about Casper, and we are in the season for Halloween. When you hear that term spirit, just think of a vibe. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have our own separate vibe that is just different than any other nation that the Lord created. They have their own vibe. We have another vibe. All right? We are on the bottom right now. We should be operating at a higher frequency than what we're operating, man, than the way that we're moving. All right? Continue with that verse. Tell them where you are.
Khan. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
Yeah, we discontinue from being Israelites for what? Christianity? For being what? Muslims? You want to be a part of the fruit of Islam? You want to pursue nirvana and become a Buddhist? We've discontinued from our heritage. We don't keep the feast days in the book of Leviticus 23rd chapter. Right. We don't keep any of the high holy days. We don't even keep the Sabbath. That's not a very common thing for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do. Right. The Seventh-day Adventists, although they might supposedly keep the Sabbath holy, they let you, celebrate your birthday. They let you celebrate or worship other gods by embracing the so-called oppressors' holiday system. They have a visage of a white Messiah in all of their churches. Yeah, and their main prophet is a prophetess. She's doing the work of men. Ellen G. White. All right. And first of all, she's a heathen anyway. All right. But we're not going to get into the semantics of that, because race does absolutely matter. And if it didn't matter, Kamala Harris wouldn't be identifying or trying to put a magnifying glass on black men. That Obama, he wouldn't be sitting here trying to openly rebuke black men if race didn't matter. The Christian church wants you to believe that race doesn't matter. The Christian church wants you to believe that God loves everyone. But when I read my Bible, that's not the narrative that's denoted on the pages of that book. Shall discontinue from thine heritage, continue.
That I gave thee.
Not the so-called oppressor, not the other nations. The heritage that we were given initially was given to us by the hand of God, man. We received the laws by the hand of the Most High Power as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which equates to the Israelites. All right? The Lord gave us these things. And who the hell are we to reject these things? Who are we to reject God's laws? Keep reading.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
And I, the Most High Power, did this. He caused us to serve thine enemies because of our disobedience. You know, what do they teach you in physics? For every action, there was an equal and opposite reaction, right? Well, because we were disobedient, the Lord loves us. There has to be some sort of response. We have to be chastened or chastised or corrected. That's what you do when you love someone. You don't allow them to continue in their folly or their foolishness. You don't allow them to continue to make their mistakes. You have to reprimand them if you want them to turn away from their evil way, if you want them to be better, if you want them to progress and be productive. The Most High Power calls us to serve thine enemies. Who would be considered the enemies of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? This isn't a hypothetical question. Look around. Who's always been an enemy to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? And miss me with that whole black on black crime stuff, man. That is birthed out of us being oppressed. That is birthed out of all the other nations using us as prey, man. Withholding resources from us. Of course, that's what's going to happen. I remember when we were growing up, we had my mother, we were cutting grass and we cut over a briar patch, and it was a den of rabbits. And these rabbits were from one family. They were all the same. And we had them inside of a cage. And after a while, because we don't know how to take care of rabbits, I ain't no damn farmer. The rabbits started to turn on one another. And I don't know if it was because of a lack of food, lack of water, lack of space. Fast forward to today, and I think about where we live as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The conditions by which we are expected to survive, man. We live in what? The projects. We live in the ghetto. We live in El Barrio, the favelas. We live on the reservations. And you think about the resources that we have access to. You think about our homes. We live in abject squalor, man. We have discontinued from the heritage that the Lord expects for us. We're supposed to be a nation of royalty, man. We have to serve our enemies. When you get up and you go punch that clock, you ain't serving a brother. You're not serving a fellow Israelite. 9 times out of 10, you are serving an oppressor. All right. You think about who owns all these Fortune 500 companies, all these corporations that we go out to day in and day out, and we spend so much time, and they give us mere crumbs, man. When I'm reading about this opportunity agenda, it's talking about the financial aspect of the conditions
Salaki,
of
can you
so-called
see
black men.
Salaki, Bun,
Go ahead, Adawan.
If,
Salaki.
if I may, Daraj, can you read that verse for me again, Baba
Yeah,
Kushan?
right.
Khan. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Right. When we talk about this scripture, but y'all, it's so heavy, man. But the one thing that the Lord is pointing out to us, that these things that happen to us because of our disobedience.
That's right.
We can't overlook that. We know who the oppressor is. We know that the thing that he's doing in the earth, that's his nature. But for us, every day that we wake up, we have an opportunity to do something different with our lives, man. Without knowing that, we deal with a sense of hopelessness. And when you have a sense of hopelessness, we'll go into the abortion clinics, Cole. When you have a sense of hopelessness, you'll file that L. You know what I'm saying? You will snort that Tootsie from. You'll get oiled up by Puff Daddy. You understand?
Right.
You will allow these things to happen when you're hopeless. But that hopelessness comes from us not knowing how to get back to serving the Lord. If we don't know how to do that, we lose our inheritance. And that's what this scripture is saying, man. Like
With that, I'm going to pass the class over to Captain of 13,000, Naya Thok Banyamyan.
Okay, how y'all doing?
We talk about one. How are you, sir?
I believe I okay. You know what I mean? Just waiting on one of them to, you know what I mean, get the ball rolling. But just another day in Hellock with my brothers and sisters.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So what are we looking at?
So, like I said, we were going into Jeremiah 17.
Mhm.
I was going to go into Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party visiting black churches. Their agenda for souls to the polls for an early voting push. That's what I wanted to kind of talk about today.
Yeah,
we're talking about our heritage, basically. In
that's
Jeremiah.
right. That's correct. You know what I mean? We are, you know what I mean? The Bible say, give me Isaiah, I think it's 9:16 or 16:9. Give me that. And then if you all have any questions, Shalom Shemata, Rashimashai to the sisters. You all have any questions, you know what I mean, put it in on the chat. We'll get it, you know what I mean, try get it in.
So right. Got one. You kind of choppy on your end.
Hey, Salakia, can you hear us in Durham?
Yeah, we can hear you all.
Khan, the water, sir.
I'm choppy still. Am I choppy still?
Not in Durham.
No,
Okay.
Captain Thok is coming through kind of choppy. Salakia.
Salakia, sir. You sound all right from my side.
Yeah, from Durham, you sound fine, sir.
Yes, you sound to have my answer.
Okay.
Yeah, we talking about the video, sir, not the audio. Salakia.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, the video is a little choppy. Yes, sir. But the audio is fine in Durham.
I don't know what is that. I'm gonna try and close out some stuff here. All right. All right. I think I closed up as much as I could close off there. All right. So get off from my Isaiah. All right. So you just work with me, right? You okay hear me?
Kind of one con, sir. In Durham, we hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay, solid. So who gonna get off from the Rash there?
Khan, sir, I'm here. Was that Isaiah 9:6 or was that Isaiah 6:9?
No. Either 9 and 16. Read Isaiah 9 and 16 for me.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 16. For the leaders of this people.
That's it.
Oh, cause them to err.
Right? For the leaders of this people, what?
Cause them to err.
Uh-huh.
And they that are led of them are destroyed.
And they that are what? Led of them are?
Led of them are destroyed.
And that's black people here in a nutshell for us. We have poor leadership. If not for Commander Jerry YAHANNA, we all would be at the ballot. You know what I mean? We all would be trying to get we fingers inked up, thinking somebody coming to save us. You understand? Right? Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians, according to the Bible, voting is a what? Sin. You cannot go and vote. That's not how you choose your leader. Your leader is not chosen like that. Right? Now, if we have no questions, then I'm gonna jump to Isaiah.
Okay, sir.
Come on.
I got a question or two questions on two chapters that I just want a basic breakdown of them. The same ones that I sent you, but I wasn't. And that's Habakkuk 1:5 and Isaiah 29:14. They kind of
go ahead.
They kind of like mesh. They kind of like talk about the same thing, but I just don't have the full understanding or breakdown of them.
Okay, let's go to Isaiah first. Right? And what's the other one you said? Habakkuk?
Yeah, Habakkuk 1:5, Isaiah 29:14. And yes, I'm there. It says, therefore, behold, I will proceed.
So first skip up to, let's go all the way up to verse 1. Let's go all the way up to verse 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 1. Woe unto Ariel, the city where David dwelt.
Right. So Ariel is who?
Jerusalem, Israel.
Yes, that's right. Correct. All right. That's another name they give for what? For Jerusalem. All right. So now read on. When it say woe, what does that mean?
Destruction, sir.
So this is speaking about what?
The destruction of Jerusalem, of Israel.
Yeah, of Jerusalem. You understand? This is speaking about the destruction of Jerusalem. Anyone of you all have the Babylon to Timbuktu?
Sir, I got a copy here.
Okay, so pull that out. We'll need that too.
Sir.
All right. So read.
Where David dwelt, add ye year to year, let them kill sacrifices. Verse 2. Yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be unto me as Ariel.
Yeah. So what? Okay. When is this speaking about?
So like it, sir.
Come on.
Okay, so could it be like the fall of Jerusalem, 70 AD?
That's it. So get that in the Babylon to Timbuktu.
Page 84.
All right. So now we will get like a backdrop to what's taking place here in Isaiah. All right.
This is the book. This is the book of Babylon to Timbuktu.
Go ahead.
Page 84. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
Yes.
In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state.
Right. So this is, as you're saying, this year is when they came in and ransacked Jerusalem. Right?
Remember,
Christ, was Christ trying to warn them about this time? Did Christ warn them about this?
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah, he warned them. Christ came and warned them about it, and keep that in mind.
And if I may, sir, because his warning was so correct, because the Romans waited until the Passover, till everybody came to the city, and Christ told us not to go into the city, but to flee into the mountains. So
yes,
the Romans played it right.
Yes, just like your heathens. Remember what it did to not Matatas, but I believe his the men he left behind, right? The men that were behind, they decided what? Not to fight on what? The Sabbath.
On the Sabbath.
And the enemy, the heathens, came in to fight them on the Sabbath. You understand? Like, you remember, you know what I mean, your enemy, brother, your oppressor, you know what I mean, he don't go by any rules. Rules to him, who follow rules?
I.S.U.P.K.
Yes, we do follow rules, but meaning in comparison to your oppressor, right? Your oppressor, he has all these rules, but who has to follow them?
Only the slaves.
Yes, rules are for slaves. His rules are for slaves. Or, you understand? Or whoever he oppressing. And a good look for it is, an example of it is the Native Indians, right? How many treaties, how many contracts he had with the Native Indians?
Over 400, sir.
Yeah, hundreds of them. How much he kept?
None.
None whatsoever. He created the UN. What was the UN created for? Or when was it when was the UN conception?
Oh boy, 1947.
So why was the UN created?
To govern over the nations, for the oppressor to stay in power.
No, okay. No. Okay, meaning, what was their reason? What was their actual reason for creating the UN, United Nations?
To establish peaceful resolution.
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
So they can govern the actions of the other nations. They have a unified law, if I may.
Okay, you are giving me the Negro conspiracy side of it. I'm talking about why did the oppressor create the UN? Come on.
Salakia, sir. I think them create it because they don't want another reoccurrence of like World War II and them thing.
Yes, that's why they created it. So now they have what? They set up what? Rules so that what? We don't have another world war. But guess what? They're not even following the rules today. They're not even following the rules today. You understand?
Come on, cut.
They're not even following the rules today. Right?
It's just like America, like only the slaves got to follow the rules. So in the UN, only those little nations that don't have no power, they have to follow the rules.
Yeah, they better do. Or else, guess what? Guess what? Your government is going to be in disarray. You understand? Now, read on.
Kind of one concert. So where am I at? 84. Okay. Enter the Jewish state with great slaughter.
With what?
Great slaughter.
You understand? They had to do what? They had to do a lot of unaliving. You understand? A lot of unaliving was taking place. And I believe it's in the Josephus that have a story about when they lay siege to Jerusalem before they came in and slaughtered everything in there. They had a siege, and a woman was cooking one of her child.
Yep.
You understand? To show how bad that siege was.
And Salakia, sir.
Come on.
The siege took place from the Passover until September the 6th. They starved us out for that period of time. No water, no nothing. People was going in the sewers, everything.
You understand? Right? Read on.
Okay. Great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
Right. So this is where we had to run into Africa. right? And those of us who left out before fled into the mountains where Christ said it to go. Once the what? What did Christ call it?
The desolation, isolation of desolation.
You're close to it. You remember what Christ called it?
I know desolation is it,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't recall the rest of the sentence that he said. But he certainly gave us a full preview.
Yep. Hold on. I'll tell you. See if I get it here. All right, go to Matthew 24 and 15. Darash, give me Matthew 24 and 15. Oh, Akashka, give me Matthew 24, verse 15.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation.
Right. When ye first, is it in red?
Sir.
Which means what? Christ is giving them a what?
A prophecy.
Yes, and he is warning them. Right? Read on.
Spoken by Daniel the prophet.
Right. This was what? Christ was just telling them what? Who said it?
Daniel the prophet.
Which was in where? In
the Old Testament.
In the Old Testament. Right. Read on.
Stand in the holy place.
Stand. What does it mean? Stand in the holy place. What does that mean? It's stand in the holy place.
That's when the abomination of desolation stand in the holy place. So
yeah, what does that mean?
That mean take charge, take over, be in position.
Akim?
Salakia.
Come on.
Okay, so we know desolation is the destruction and abomination is something evil against God. So this is a very evil act against God and his chosen people. They are utterly destroyed and removed finally, as the prophecy had said, that we were going to be removed from the land.
Okay, yes, but I'm asking more certain part here. Right? Read out part after the comma. After it says
whoso read it, let him understand.
No. You're leaving out something. Just before that.
Oh. Stand in the holy place.
Yes, what does that mean? It's stand in the holy place.
So like it says, that means that something is placed, because they say whoso read it, is it placed in the holy place?
Slugger.
Come on.
The ones ruling Israel, Jerusalem, our homeland.
So read it from the top one more time.
Come on. This is the book about Matthew chapter 24 and verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken by Daniel the prophet.
Right. This is when that abomination of desolation, that's when they was doing what? What was it sacrificing?
Pigs.
Yes.
Sir.
So you saying you see them sacrificing what? Pigs? Right? Where?
In the whole stand in the holy place.
Right. Salaki, read it from spoken of Daniel.
Spoken of by Daniel the prophet. Stand in the holy place.
Yes, it's stand in the holy place, meaning what?
Salakia,
come on.
Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, sir.
No. So remember, something happened in the inside the temple. The abomination of desolation, right? And it was able to what?
To stand, sir. So nobody did anything about it.
That's it. Simple. That's it.
Oh.
Meaning, ain't nobody supposed to be doing what?
Sacrificing pigs in the holy place.
On the altar. what happened to remember the story in I believe the Apocrypha when I think a priest tried to do it, and either Mattathias or one of those brothers ended up unaliving him.
Yeah, Mattathias unalive.
Yeah, he hopped off the horse and killed him.
Say that one time.
Well, he hopped off the horse and killed him.
Yes, I believe that's it right there. No, that did not stand. It didn't go down. It didn't happen. But Christ is saying, when this stand, meaning what? We had no strength to stop them, the Romans, from doing this. Right? Read on.
Can. Whosoever read it, let him understand.
Let him what?
Let him understand.
So Christ in here is what? Warning the people. And say, if you understand what I'm talking about, right? And you understand.
Come on, sir.
Read. Come. Say one time.
No, I just said kind of one concept.
Read on.
Then let them which be in Judah flee into the mountain.
Right, Judea. Flee into what? Into what? Into the mountain.
Into the mountain.
You understand? Why? Because now, if they're able to come and do that, then guess what? You have no strength, you have no might. All that gone. And Christ was trying to what? Warn them when he was there with them in Jerusalem. Right?
So
come on.
So a few people fled. That's where they had that to what? Masada, they had some stronghold in this mountain called Masada.
I can't confirm that, but go ahead.
All right, so then if you can't confirm, then we don't need to spend no time on it.
But I could find out, but I can't confirm that. But I know Christ was telling them to what? To flee. You understand? To leave out Jerusalem. Right? Read on.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 17. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house.
Meaning what? What is he trying to tell him?
Don't waste no time.
Yeah, don't waste no time. From the time you hear that, what you should do?
Flee.
Yeah, leave. Leave. You understand? From the time that take place, leave. Read on.
Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
Good night. He's telling you. That's it. You understand? The same thing when Christ returned with them 200 million angels, what's going to happen? They said what?
Their kingdoms are going to be
destroyed. He said 3 people will be in the field, 2 will be what?
2 will be
taken up. Right? Taken up. Right? No, it's 2 or 1.
I think it's 2, sir.
2 will be taken up.
1.
Yeah, it's
right.
And 1 will be taken up.
1 will be taken up. All right. Good. No. You're going home and get your bag? No. Wherever it is, that's it. You understand? That's why you need to what? Live like what?
Like there's no tomorrow.
Yes, like Christ coming back tomorrow. Not like there's no tomorrow, but live like Christ is coming back when? Tonight. Right this minute.
Oh, so like I said, if I may. So like, okay, so we live like that, right? But we still got to like store a little food just in case something goes down. You understand?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. Because he told you what? They're going to be what? Rumors of wars, right? You're going to be hearing things going on, right? But he said what? The end is not what? Nigh. You understand? When he tell you live like Christ coming back tonight, meaning what? You better be doing what? Following the Lord's statutes and commandments. You understand? You better not try and, you know what I mean, in your bedroom or inside your toilet with the fan on, and you're like, you know, let me just take this one hit. As soon as you like that, the chariot's gonna be back. And then what are you gonna say? I just take one hit? Nah. You better live like he coming back that 1 second when you're about to scratch that match. Right? No, go back to Isaiah. Right? Go back to Isaiah now. So this is the part where what's his Giannis is reading about in the what's the book you're reading it from?
Isaiah 29.
No, the book, not the Bible. The book.
Babylon to Timbuktu, sir.
Right, the Babylon to Timbuktu, right? That is the scenario Christ was telling them about, where they'll have to what? They will have to what? Flee.
Flee.
You understand? Why? Because the Romans came in, right? Now go back to Isaiah.
Okay, sir. What verse you want me? You want me to reverse?
Wherever you finish from. This whole chapter is a good reader.
Sir. Verse 3. And I will camp against thee around about, and will lay siege against thee with a mount.
You understand? The Mosiah is saying what? He is going to do what? He is going to destroy Jerusalem, basically. He's going to lay siege to it. You understand? And what did the Romans do? They did not lay siege to it. You understand? The Lord totally destroyed Jerusalem. And he was prophesying this. Right? Read on.
And I will raise forts against thee. Verse 4. And thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as of one that hath a familiar spirit.
Right. What does that mean?
It means, sir, like you're gonna be like driven nuts, driven crazy, like out of your mind.
Read it one more time. Read that verse one more time.
And thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground.
Okay, so now, what goes into the ground?
Like dung and seeds.
And what else?
Salakia, sir. Dead people, sir.
Yes. Now you getting it.
Kind of one kind.
You understand? But he's saying that what? Read that one more time.
And thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground.
And you shall speak out of the ground, meaning what? Now you're going to have to talk from where? Now we're going to have to what? Dig up what? Relics. You understand? Now, guess what? You not seeing what? You're not seeing Jerusalem no more. Remember, you're reading about what? When you read about the city David built, we ain't see that. We ain't see it. You understand? Now, he's saying what? You're going to have to see those artifacts. Artifacts going to have to come and tell you now who you are. You understand? Read. And here's a good example. The Native Indians, right? Remember, I should say the First Nation people. They don't like to be called Native Indians. All right, First Nation people, right? Remember, the whole take on them that they won't what? They want Israelites. But then what?
Artifacts
started to come out and start to show you, yo, these Hebrew written on this. You understand? Then you start seeing that they had what? Fringes, just like what? What's written in the Bible. You understand? You see the shield, everything. Right? Read on.
And thy speech shall be low out of the dust.
Right? So it's talking about what? The Lord was going to destroy you so much that guess what? Today, what? You're going to have to do what? You got to go dig stuff up to show that what? You're Israelites. You understand? Right? Read on.
And thy voice shall be as of one that hath a familiar spirit.
Right? And what's familiar spirit? Why is it saying familiar spirit?
So I guess you're not listening to the truth, or you're like lost.
Think about King Saul. Who King Saul went to see? The witch. Right? Why did King Saul went to see the witch?
He thought that he could get some. The Lord was not with him no more, so he wanted to get some access as to what was going on, or what the judgment was going to be.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
He thought that he could like talk to the prophet Samuel. You know.
Oh, now you're getting to it. So familiar spirit has to deal with what?
Like prophecy and false prophecy.
What familiar spirit has to deal with?
Witchcraft.
Yeah, but witchcraft, okay. I will bad say it. The dead. Remember, he telling you from the ground. From the dust. And now it's saying what? It's talking about what? Familiar spirit. Which letting you know what? This whole little chapter right here is saying what? You're going to be destroyed so much. Now you're going to have to go back in history and look at what? Artifacts. You understand? Now you had to go to the bottom of what? The Red Sea to see what?
Chariots of the Egyptians.
Yes. To see it. Oh, shucks. This is what they talk about when we were talking about we was fleeing out of what? Egypt. We did cross over what? The Red Sea. But the only proof you have what? Is them chariots what? At the bottom of the Red Sea. You understand?
So,
right? Read on.
And thy speech shall whisper out of the dust. Verse 5.
Speech shall what?
Whisper out of the dust.
You understand? From the ground. Again. Read.
Verse 5. Moreover, the multitude of thy strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as chaff that passeth away.
What is that talking about?
Like could it be talking about the remnants of our culture and everything is like washed away?
Which one? Which part?
The multitude of thy terrible ones.
Now you're getting to it. And what do we mean by terrible? Okay, let's go back up to the top. Where it say moreover the multitude. Read that part right there.
Come on, my car. Moreover, the multitude of thy strangers shall be like small dust.
So what is that trying to let us know about the strangers?
It's a lot of them.
Yes.
They'll be everywhere.
Yes, it's like dust. You see dust? Dust is what? Finer than what? Than sand. Is, you know what I mean? It's a lot of them.
And it gets into everything.
Yes. Read on. And what? And the what?
And shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as chaff that passeth away.
So who is the terrible ones? The multitude of the terrible ones. You said it earlier, Yanisa.
So it's us. Like we're the terrible ones because we disobey God, and this is part of our punishment.
No, okay. Don't think so much like we the terrible one. When the Bible talks about you being something being terrible, it don't mean like it's bad. Like, you know what I mean? What does it mean?
Our strength is gone, right? Is that what it's talking about?
Your warriors.
Yes.
You had some terrible warriors, men who would, you know what I mean? The heathens didn't want to fight. You understand? They were the ones that were stopping the heathens from doing what? Coming in and destroying us. You understand? And it's saying multitudes of your what? Your terrible ones shall what?
shall be as chaff.
What's chaff?
It's something that remains after burning.
Right. Not
It's
so
like
much after burning. Look it up for me. I think it's like it's like a crop. It's like the part of the crop you don't eat. Like you don't eat
the waste part.
Yeah, you don't eat, like, for example, corn. You know what corn husks is?
Corn.
Right, that's the part of the corn you don't want. You don't eat. That's like chaff.
Also incorrect.
You understand? Right? So it's telling you that what? They shall what? Be as what? Chaff. That what?
That passes away.
Mm-hmm.
Yea.
Meaning what? Your warriors was going to be what?
Destroyed.
Yeah. There's so much heathens. You understand? The Lord let them do what?
Multiply.
Yeah, and let them come in and do what? Destroy us. Now read on.
Yea, it shall be at an instant, suddenly.
Right? Meaning you will not be what?
Prepared.
Yeah, you'll be prepared. Because you think you big bad. Give me some brother's name in the Bible. Who? Like, yeah, Samson, and who again? Give me some man who, you heard when you hear them fight, they're taking down like 20 titty men. Forget a name. Come on.
Joshua.
Not Joshua, but what's your other brother name? Is it Benaniah? You all don't remember these men name? I know it's forget this the names.
So like yes, sir. You have Gideon. Gideon I want.
Yeah.
God want God.
And what's his name, boy? Benaniah. Have a few of them. That boy, they were, they were rootless.
There was a brother under Solomon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Solomon, King David, and them.
Yeah.
Who was, you didn't want to come up against these men. You understand? And the brother that Joab unalive when he was trying to make peace with David. You understand? Them cats was bad. They were terrible. You didn't want to how to deal with them. Remember them heathens, one of them heathens said, if the Lord with them, do not go mess with these people. You understand? That's how terrible we was. But the Lord was saying what? That's going to go what? In an instant. You understand? Read on.
Verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and with flame of devouring fire.
You understand? So now the Lord meeting you with what? With the weather. You understand? With what the white man calls that?
Natural disaster.
Oh yeah, or Mother Nature.
Mother Nature.
Right? But that's the Lord. You understand? That's what happened where? In Katrina. That's what happened where? New Orleans.
North Carolina.
You understand?
Florida.
Some of the Caribbean islands also too. You understand? The Lord, you understand? When he come for your ark, you hear that thunder and that lightning, you hear that hurricane, that breeze ark blowing 175 miles per hour, sounding like a train. Brother, I'm telling you, loose bowels. You understand? Fear. And he's saying that's how he was coming to what? Visit us. Read on.
Verse 7. And the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, even all that fight against her and her munition, and that distress her, shall be as a dream of a night vision.
What is that? What is that talking about?
I mean, it's talking about the destruction of the heathen is going to come quickly.
Destruction of who? Remember, you're reading about what?
The destruction of Israel.
Yeah. And it's saying what? Read that verse over one more time.
And the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, even all that fight against her and her munition.
Right, meaning the munitions and is what?
Weaponry.
Yes. Right, read on.
And that distressed her.
Who's the her?
Jerusalem, Israel.
Oh, Ariel, right?
Yeah.
Read on.
As a dream shall be as a dream of a night vision.
Meaning what? You think is what?
It's like a nightmare.
Yes. You're gonna be like, let me not give it. Read on.
Verse 8. It shall be even as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth, but he awaketh.
You understand? And he what?
And he awaketh.
And what happened?
So he thought he was getting some food, but he wasn't getting nothing.
Yeah. and he wakes up, and what happened to his soul is what?
And behold, and his soul is empty.
Right. So you dreaming about what? Eating. You hungry as can be. You understand? Hungry as can be. And you dreaming about eating whatever you like eating, and then you get up, and guess what? There's no food. Right? Read on.
Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint.
You understand? This is like a what? This is a
nightmare.
Yeah, a nightmare. You understand? Right, read on.
And his soul hath appetite, so shall the multitude of all the nations be that fight against Mount Zion.
You understand? Meaning what?
The heathen are thirsty to destroy us.
Yeah. That's how bad it was. To the point where as what? Today we learning, we have to go back and open books. You understand? We got to depend on what? Artifacts. Remember, we had to what they found in the Qumran caves again? The
Qumran scroll, the Dead Sea Scrolls.
You understand? To do what? To let us know that what the Bible was what?
Real.
Yeah. So now when you're reading it that we what? We Israel, yeah, we could corroborate it. Why? Because we found this in the caves that our brothers left back. That's them what? Whispering from where? From the ground. You understand? Right? Read on.
Okay, verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
No. Now, what is this talking about?
Salaga, sir. It's like we don't know what to do. Like we're like somebody intoxicated and don't know which way to go or what to do.
Right. So it's saying that you're drunk, but you're not drunk with what?
With liquor or wine.
So what are you drunk with?
Philosophies and ideologies.
Yes. Christianity.
Kind.
So now guess what? You going all the way into what? Come November 5th. You going to do what? You're going to vote. Right? You going to vote. You understand? Why? Because you're drunk. But you ain't drunk with wine. You're drunk with what? You're drunk with democracy. You understand? Right? Read on.
Verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
What is that talking about? He poured out the spirit of what?
Deep sleep.
Deep sleep. That's why when Christ, remember what Christ was trying to do? He was trying to what? Warn people, warn brothers and sisters. He's trying to warn them about destruction coming. You understand? Right? And you could take this to not even back to Jerusalem, but when did we get destroyed?
It's like you said, in slavery, in slavery again.
No. I talk about before Christ get on the scene. How you know we were destroyed? Before Christ get on the scene.
Okay, because we were speaking the language and the cultures of the heathen.
I'll take that.
Because the nation was split.
I'll take that too. Remember, for Christ to be the king, what has to happen? What had to be true?
Broke the law, transgressed covenant.
No. Meaning for Christ to be king, right? What will make Christ the king of Israel, the rightful king of Israel?
So like I said, he has to be the descendant of the kings of Israel.
Yes.
First
what was his father?
Judah.
No, who was Christ's father?
Joseph.
What was his profession?
Carpenter.
He's a carpenter. Which means what? We had no kingdom. Which means it was destroyed. And not Christ, but Isaiah was prophesying it. You understand? The destruction and how destroyed was going to what? Be. You understand?
What kind?
Right? Read on.
Okay. And have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered.
You understand what that's saying, right?
Yes, sir.
So now, guess what? Black people going to church and they're not learning about what?
About who we are and the truth.
Yes. And the prophecies that came to pass and the prophecies that have not come to pass, but is going to come to pass, shall come to pass. Right? Read on.
And Salaga, sir, we seeing them. Like, I never thought I would see this, man.
Yeah.
What we see, and I never imagined in my mind that I would see all of this coming back.
No, you would not imagine it if you're in the Christian church. You're not imagining this place, going the way it's going right now. You're not imagining it. Because your preacher, he ain't preparing you for the day after. Or even for the day before. You're not even preparing you for. Right? Read on.
Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
As a book that is what?
Sealed.
Meaning what?
Meaning
if the
that
book sealed, what you can't do?
We can't read it. We can't understand it.
Open it to read it to even comprehend what's going on. Read on.
Which men deliver to one that is learned.
Which men deliver. So now you have this sealed book, or this book, and it delivered to who?
The heathen.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Where it said?
They deliver it to one that is learned.
So a man that is what? What's a man that is learned?
Meaning that he has education on the subject matter.
Yes. Right?
Kind of
like your who? Like your politicians, your civil engineers, your doctors. They're what? They're learned men.
Yeah.
They learned. Right? And your preacher, he has what? What your preacher have?
You have the book.
Yeah, he had the Bible.
And
he claims he opened it and he reading it in the church. Right, read on.
Kind of one card. Which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
Right, so he said, I cannot. Where Pastor tell about Revelation?
You can't break it down.
Yeah, you can read that, He cannot. The Bible starts for him in it starts with Matthew. Matthew, Mark, and John. That's it. Some Romans he jump here and there, but Revelation, the book that before Revelation, that's where he going up to. He ain't going past Revelation. You understand? Right? Read on.
Verse 12. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned.
And he said what?
I am not learned. Or I am not learned.
Right. Hey, who has the young man information? Angelo. Did he get the link? Zion, just call tab 1 and find him. All right, Salaki, continue.
Verse 12. I pray thee, and he saith, I am not learned.
So now he go to what? To a brother that is what?
Who knows that he doesn't know anything.
Right. He ain't learned. Right. Read on.
Verse 13.
No. He said what?
He said, I am not learned.
Uh-huh.
So that means he knows that he doesn't know. So now he's open to learn.
No. Read verse 12.
And the book is delivered to him that is not learned. Saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned or learned.
I'm not learned, right? So he took the book. Since he went to the learned man, he can't read it. Now he go to who? To the man who ain't learned. You understand? And who is the man that ain't learned?
I think that would be us, sir.
You ain't none of them. Okay, maybe if you was not in here.
I'm thinking in terms of before the truth came to us, like we didn't know nothing.
Yes. Yes. So these people are where? In your Christian church. You go open the Bible. What did they tell you? Well, you interpret the Bible the way you interpret, but I interpret it the way I interpret. You understand? Like you go to them, they're not learned like your preacher. So guess what? All they're doing is pulling what? John 3:16. That's it. And before you know it, I ain't arguing with you, right? We go agree to disagree. You ever hear that before?
God.
Right? And we will agree to disagree. All right? That's your congregation. Take it to them, but they can't read the book. Christ is black. Well, that's not what that's saying. The Bible speaks about hate. No, that's not what that's saying. You ever take them to and it says what? For Esau have I hated? Brother, Christian, I'm going to tell you, no, it means a strong dislike. It does not mean he hated Esau. God loves everybody.
It's a lot, sir.
Unlearned. Come on.
A lot of them try to say Esau is one person, like he's not a nation. Like
yes. That's because that person is what? Unlearned. They don't know the Bible.
Kind of uncut.
Right? Read on. Read verse 13.
Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouths and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me. And
where you all heard this?
Christian church.
Who said this?
That's the Christian church all the way.
But where was this written also too?
In Deuteronomy, right? Is it
Deuteronomy? Where again?
Old Testament.
Well, we in the Old Testament right now. Who quote this?
Christ.
Yeah. Which shows you what? For these simpletons that like to say what? We in the New Testament, we not in the Old Testament. We in the Old Testament, we not in the New Testament.
Right.
You are dummy. You don't know the Bible. You are not learned. You understand? Right? Christ said this also too. That what? People like to do what? In the church like to do what? Sing, oh boy, and dance, and you know what I mean? They love reading the Bible. They love it. Guess what they also love?
LGBTQ.
Yes.
You
What
know,
again?
fornication, drugs, all these things, all manner of wickedness, pork, shrimp, crab.
You can't leave the pork out now. The preacher love that. You understand? You can't leave the pork out. Don't leave the pork and the crabs. Oh boy. For the sisters and them crab. Ooh. You know, brothers love that pork. Them sisters love them crabs. You know what I mean? Can't leave that out. And he's saying what? You honor me with what? Your lips.
With your lips.
But your what? Your mind is far away from me.
Kind of unkind.
The Bible tells you you're not supposed to what? Vote. You go in the Christian church. What are teaching you to do in the Christian church?
Vote.
Yeah, and vote for who?
Vote for
Kamala
me.
Harris.
Get you free. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
You understand? Right? Read on.
Kind of unkind. And their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men.
And the fear towards me is taught by what?
The precepts of men.
You understand? Meaning what?
Meaning that their own ideas of who God is what they teach. And they're not teaching people to fear God and obey him at all.
According to what? The Bible.
According to the Bible, sir.
Yes. You teaching, you learning from a man, right? Who is not teaching you to fear God according to the Bible. He's teaching you to fear God according to what? What he thinks. Yes. So guess what? When you tell a brother the Lord is against interracial marriage, what is he going to tell you?
He's going to tell you God loves everybody.
Yeah, he's going to tell you God loves everybody. And who taught him that? That's taught by what? The precept of what? Men. You understand? Right, read on.
Verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder, for the wisdom of their wise men shall perish.
For the what?
The wisdom of their wise men shall perish.
So now, where's your doctors? Where's your lawyers? Where are your preachers? Do they have wisdom?
No, sir, because they don't fear the Lord.
It's perished. Read on.
And the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid.
You understand? It's the same thing, basically talking about. A prudent man is what? A man that what?
A planner or a man that make policy.
Look it up. Look at prudent. And you'll see it's similar to where it talks about the first part with a man being wise. Wise men. Karen, you looking it up?
One cancer. It's a prudent. Slack. Slack, sir. It says acting with or showing care and thought for the future.
Right. So this is what? This is somebody who what? Who's basically wise. He's not just what? Rushing in to do something. He is what? Planning as Yanazar was saying. He planning for what? The future. You understand? Right? Read on.
Kind of one calm. and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Verse
right?
15.
It's going to be what? Hid. Read on.
Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord.
Where does that happen?
This Salaki, sir. This is like the 83rd Psalm, you know, like they counseling in secret as to what they're going to do, and they don't want to let nobody know, but they don't think that the Most High hears or sees what they're doing.
Who's the they?
The oppressor, the United Nations.
This is speaking about who?
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
This would be like your Didis and your Oprahs, people who have high status or as they say, who are in the black community. So.
Yeah. Like your preachers. And it's saying what? Read it one more time, Yanaza.
Khan. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsels from the Lord.
Right? Remember, the Lord, the Lord don't deal with who? The Lord does not deal with who?
Liars.
Okay, meaning nation-wise. The Lord don't deal with who?
Heathen.
He don't deal with no heathen. He dealing with me and you. You understand? That's why it says what? Woe to them that what? Hide their counsel from the Lord. Like the counsel you're supposed to be getting is straight from where? The Lord, which is from what? The Bible, because he's telling you what to do. You understand? So now you hiding your counsel from the Lord. You know, it's like remember the high priest. What was the high priest and them trying to do to Christ?
Unalive Christ. They
try to hide their counsel. You understand? To unalive Christ. Remember, what was the high priest's name?
Cassius, what's his name?
What's his name, boy?
It's Cassius.
Caiaphas.
Yeah, that.
Caiaphas. Yes, that bastard. Caiaphas. That wicked bastard. Yeah, he was talking to the men. He was having a council with them, trying to bring up the fact that they're going to have to do what? Unalive Christ so that the Romans don't come in and take their power away. You understand? And Christ is saying, and the Most High is saying what? Woe to them that do the counsel, but not of what? Me.
Not of me.
Right? Read on.
Khan. They say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us?
You understand? Who seeth us? And who knoweth us? Meaning what? They're doing it in what? In secret. They're hiding to do it. Right? Read on.
Verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For all the work, say, of him that made it. No, shall the work of him that made it say, he made me not?
What is that talking about?
So, like I said, it's
Come
like
on.
They don't even acknowledge the Most High. Like they just want to do whatever the hell they want to do. They don't respect nothing but their own counsel.
Okay. Read the first line for me. Surely
your turning things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Meaning what? What is that saying there?
Okay, they make things the way they want to make it.
Meaning, you want it. Meaning,
they go against God.
You want it. So it's just think a potter, right? A potter could make, say a vase or whatever he makes, but he does not like it. Guess what?
He changed it.
Who changed it?
The potter.
Read one more time.
Surely your turning things upside down shall be
So you
esteemed.
turning of things what? Upside down.
Okay.
Think that. Think like today. What did they turn upside down?
Marriage.
Yeah, that's upside down. You understand? But they make it look as if what? That
Right.
marriage they have today is what?
Right
What it's
side up.
supposed to be. Yes. You understand? So now the potter, he makes something, but it don't look good. But guess what? You turn it up and he's like, nah, this look real good. But the potter, it could have been a what? A piss pot you make. But you turn it up and be like, oh, damn, I put my flowers in this. So good. You understand? Read on.
For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not?
So now it's just think like a pair of sneakers, like a Jordan. Can that pair of sneakers tell you that I'm not a Jordan? No. Can't tell you that. Right? Read on.
Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
Right? Now read on.
Verse 17. It is not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field.
Right? Go ahead. Read on.
And the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest.
So now, what is happening now? Lebanon is what?
It's being built up.
Yes, it's fruitful. Look nice. But guess what? What happened?
Stay that way.
Yeah, no, but and they say, and the fruitful field shall be what?
It shall be esteemed as a forest.
So now you looking at something that nice, but now you saying what?
It's wild. It's not really that nice.
You don't look good. It's a forest now. Right? Read on.
Verse 18. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness.
So remember what he was telling you about with the miracles, great wonders. You understand? Right? Now, what happened? What happened to this deaf person?
Now he can see.
No, the deaf.
Oh, now he can hear.
Yeah, he can hear.
Salaga, sir.
Come on.
Isn't this part talking about us like wakening up?
Yes. Yeah. That's a miracle.
And the word I like in this verse is obscurity, because that describes the I.S.U.P.K. We came out of the I.S.U.P.K. came out of obscurity.
Correct. Right. Read on.
Kind of one kind. And out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel.
All right, and that's the miracle. That's what's going on today.
Most High in Christ.
You understand?
God.
Like we waking up, what, brothers and sisters, all throughout this whole entire earth arc. You understand? Yeah, Jerusalem got what? Destroyed. You understand? That don't mean that what? The Lord just did what? Cast us away what? Forever. You understand? He gonna bring us back. And he doing it right now. You know what I mean? You know what people you tell a man with afro coming out of the sky to save you? And how they look at you? They think you're what? You think you're crazy. That fool, what's his name? Who in jail right now for abusing a young girl? What's his name? What's his name, boy?
Polite, sir.
Puff Daddy.
No. What the brother that come up against Captain Zaria?
Yeah, man, brother polite, sir.
Yeah, polite.
Come
Yeah,
on,
and he went and he had a Bible that he shut up.
Yeah, and he put UPK on the Bible. He wrote UPK on the Bible when he was shooting it.
You understand? You know what I mean? Why? Because he didn't think what? He didn't think that we were God chosen people. He didn't think that. You don't believe that. But read on.
Verse 20. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off.
You understand? They're going back to these nations. Now read on.
Verse 21. That a man an offender for a word.
What is that? What is that talking about?
It's like I say, if I may.
Come on.
If we're offending them by telling them the truth, is it like that?
You on it. What's an offender? If you had to bring it to his term today, what does he call an offender?
Like somebody that like committed a offense against another person.
So what do you call that person?
Like he's like a convict. He's like a
criminal.
A criminal, right.
You understand? A criminal, right? So he make a man a what? A criminal for a what?
For a word.
For a word. Meaning what? You said it. For what?
For telling the truth, man.
Yeah, for speaking the truth. Right?
Yeah, we
now they want to what? Now they want to get you off the corner. Now they're trying to take you to court to get you off the corner. Trying to turn you into what? A criminal. For a word. We ain't doing nothing like Hamas. We ain't planning nothing like them jokers. But you trying to turn us into what? Offenders into what? Criminals?
Yes.
For a word?
Yeah.
Read on.
Yes.
Correct. Read.
And turn aside the just for a thing of naught.
Yeah. After word, it say, and lay a snare.
And lay it, Salaki, sir, I missed that. And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate.
You understand? What is that? What is that talking about?
Okay, so that's like when, if I may, when we speaking on the corner and we criticize America. That's like reproof.
Use the word that's there. What word you're trying to use to say criticize America?
Reprove.
Yes, reprove. But who are we reproving? We're trying to correct who?
Our people.
On the streets of America when we go out there. But they do what? They lay a what?
A snare.
They lay a snare. Trap. So now they're trying to tell you, you have to do what? You have to get permit. You have to do this. You have to do that.
Salaki, sir, if I may.
Come on.
Like, I mean, this past weekend we was down at the G-hole, right? And that was an eye opener, man. All of this stuff we talking about was right there in our face, man. It was so crowded out there, otherwise we couldn't hardly even walk at times together.
Yeah.
And it was Sodom and Gomorrah out there for real.
Yep. That's it. And we out there trying to do what? Teach brothers and sisters to do what?
To come back to the Lord.
Yeah, don't choose that lifestyle. You understand? You're going to die. The Bible says you're going to die if you continue down that path. We out there reproofing them. Right? Read on.
And turn aside the just for a thing of naught.
And what?
Turn aside the just for a thing of naught.
What does that mean?
It's like arrest you for something for nothing, like or try to destroy you for without reason.
I mean, to turn aside. Women might turn aside a just. The just.
Okay, so we're trying to do what we're doing is just. So what we're trying to do, they want to stop us from doing it.
Yes. So guess what? You on YouTube, But guess what? Somehow your message ain't getting across the way,
Lord.
you know what I mean? Where all the, you know what I mean, what's a nice word for it? Exotic, you know, stuff be going all over the internet. You understand? Like what you saying to turn aside for what? For nothing. Meaning you are just man. You speaking about what when you go out on the street? About black people getting what?
Redeemed.
Or justice.
Justice.
Right? You going out there talking about black people, Hispanics, and First Nation people receiving what? Justice for what happened to them. And they turn you aside for nothing. For naught. They don't even pay attention to you. Right, read on.
Verse 22. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale.
What does that mean?
Salagi, sir. Like we're gonna be who we always were. Like we're not gonna change like who we are. We're gonna still be Israel.
Remember, I think it's in Isaiah. Is it 45? Where it says Israel shall not be confounded. World without what?
World without end.
World without end. Right? We shall not be what? We ain't gonna be ashamed of who we are. We're gonna be proud to be what? Israelites. Right now, a brother don't want him to be called an Israelite or a Jew. To him, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, it's a byword to him. He don't want to be called that. You understand?
So what does wax pale means?
Yeah, that's what we're coming to. What does wax pale means?
Sluggish, or like shine or white.
Okay, it's
sick or
okay. So remember, we are what? We what? Ashamed of who we are, and
right.
we what? And we what? We are. Give me another adjective to describe black people.
Oppressed.
Oppressed, but we are
the bottom of the barrel.
Afraid. We're scared. We're frightened. Scared. You understand? That's the wax pale, right? But you could also use it too for saying what? What did the Native Indians call the oppressor?
Pale face.
Pale face. You understand? And that's like, you know what I mean? You think you pale face is like you see something that's so what? So scary, is like the blood leave your face. You understand? Right? But you could also use it to show that also too. Right? That we ain't what? The Jews are not what? We're not white.
Sir.
You understand? But there where it speaks about us not being ashamed, and neither shall your face. We ain't gonna be scared no more. Like you ain't gonna see that fear on my face no more. Remember why did what's his name? What's your brother name? What's his name, boy? Nick Cannon. What did Nick Cannon say?
He said the Jews was black.
And then what he had to do?
He had to go to rabbi school.
Yeah, and because in what? He had to what? He had to walk back on what he said. You understand? And that's out of what? That's out of fear for being poor. You understand? It's gonna come a time like right now where black men gonna stand up and say, what? I'm a Jew. And we're gonna be wearing everything to show that we're Jews. The real Jews. We'll have fringes on, we'll have garments on. You understand? Everything to signify that what? We the real Jews. We ain't gonna be ashamed no more. We ain't gonna be scared no more to say it. Right? Read on.
Kind of one gun. Okay. Verse 24.
23.
23. Salakia.
Uh-huh.
And when he seeth his children, the work of mine hands in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name
Mm-hmm.
and sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and shall fear the God of Israel.
And that's what we're doing today in this school. You understand? We're teaching brothers and sisters to do what? Fear the Lord. You understand? Teaching brothers and sisters to what? Not eat pork. Teaching brothers and sisters the correct way of marriage. You understand? We teaching brothers and sisters dietary law. You understand? We're teaching them to fear the Lord. Read on.
Verse 24. They also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding.
You understand? Like, we didn't born in the truth. Any one of us was born in the truth? No, we erred. But guess what? We came in here and got what? Understanding. And what we was doing wrong when we were what? In the world. Read on.
And they that murmured shall learn doctrine.
You understand? They that what? Murmur meaning what? Try to talk about what?
One another, or what's wrong.
Okay, like, but murmur about what? What are murmuring about? About the doctrine. You understand? They're talking about the UPK. Talking. They're going to do what? They're going to come in here and what? Learn under the UPK nonetheless, though. You understand? You want to live, you got to come in here and learn this doctrine in the UPK. You understand? You're talking all the talk. But how you know you're in the truth? You're not in the truth. This, that, the other. Okay, no sweat. I'll see you in a few years' time. Let's give it time. You understand? That's why you in here, brother, you in here, sister, you better do what? What you better stay in here. You better live. You understand? Like a brother in this school. You understand? Like a sister in this school. You better do it. You understand? Don't worry about your mommy, your daddy, your brothers and them who don't want to listen and come in. They're going to come in based off of what?
The word of the Lord.
And based off of how you live. You live. You understand? How you be in the truth. How you treat another brother in the truth. You understand? They're going to come in. So let them murmur, let them talk. Give it some time.
So, Salaki, sir.
Come on.
I was like trying to like pair this with Habakkuk 1 and 5, which I believe they talking about the same thing.
Come on, read it. Get it? You have any questions? Can we call up any time, right? Well, sisters who online, just type it in. Go ahead.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 5. Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told to you.
Right? And you want to pair it to the marvelous, to the works that he was talking about back there in Isaiah?
Sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
So the marvelous work is what we're doing.
Yes.
Working for the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, brothers come in here and kick the addiction. Sisters come in here, kick the addiction. You understand? Brothers come in here and learn about marriage. Sisters come in and learn about marriage. And it's for life. You understand? Like that there. You know, it is to tell You ever tell a brother, you know what I mean, you meet a brother in the world, or a sister meet sisters in the world, and they say you've been with your man for 10, 15 years, 2 years, he have another woman, they're gonna look at you like what? You crazy. It's a miracle, nonetheless. It's marvelous, nonetheless. You understand? Like to get off a crack arc or heroin, oh, that's a miracle arc in itself. You know, people get off of it and then have a relapse, and then die from it. You understand? You come in here, you kick that addiction by doing what? You're gonna get help to kick it, nonetheless, right? And you're gonna what? You're gonna live. That's America, and that's marvelous in the sight of the Lord. All right. Any more? You're good?
Kind of one concert. The water.
Any questions? If not, I'm gonna pass the class over to who?
It's now Officer Darash Shemam, sir.
Darash. All right, y'all. Any questions? All right, all right, good. So I'm gonna pass the class over to priest and officer Darash Shemam.
And of Israel, Amajim. We're going to render one courtesy salute to Captain I.S.U.P.K. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak.
Yahweh Shemi Ashai Brakathum.
Yadamatah. Star. Trying to face the sisters. Sisters Amajim. And of Israel, we're going to render one courtesy salute to the sisters. Israel Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak. Yadamatah. Sisters, the shopping means to be seated. I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K. West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the closing of the Feast of Tabernacles this Thursday, the 24th of October, the 15th day of the 7th month. The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 34 through 44. We also have the upcoming Feast of Dedication, also known as Hanukkah, Wednesday the 25th, December 2024. Book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 20.
I think the Durham. You understand? You understand?
That's Shalom, Lord Christ out of mind. We're here. I think Fab next and must have dropped.
Yeah, just finish off the announcements.
Got it. These are the prayers.
What's his name? Kevin, do you have the announcements close by right there?
Should be right there. It's like y'all, man. We got it.
Come on, country.
Go ahead, Gaparia.
Okay. Security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashra, which means tenth in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. And just as a reminder to all Akim and Awatin to check on social media such as I.S.U.P.K.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, or scarf. So I think you're muted.
When is the next high holy day?
So I think it's this Thursday.
Nice. The closing of what? Feast of Tabernacles, right?
Carnival Con, sir.
Okay. All right, that's it?
Carnival Con, sir.
All right. Idakiam. Shalom. Yah Bashim Makatham. Yah Shemata Bashim Mashai. All right. Hold on.
Yeah, I know. I need to